Hi everybody, how's it going? Long time no see actually. So, like you can see, a few things changed here. I have new screens there. Actually, yeah, there is a screen as well. Oh, you can see this one. Never mind, there is another one there. I'm running a few data recoveries here on actually 4 cases. I have 4 cases right now. But I have some time and I want to start something. I want to start a small series. I want to show you how to deal with the data recovery, and I want to show you a few things how to start it. What's the actually most important is, what the first steps are, and today I'm gonna show you how to unlock the drives. I have 2 drives here, actually 2 different families. Those are Seagates. One is Rosewood. The second one is one of the newest families. This is a V15, but actually for this one we're gonna need an external reader, which I have somewhere here. Yeah, let's take a look. This is our Seagate, this is our PC 3000 portable, and our reader for V15. Let's put the V15 on the side here, and let's start with this guy. This is actually a donor drive. This is a good drive. Everything is fine with the drive. There is no bad areas. There is no issues. So this is a really good example for the drive. If you don't have any issues, but you want to show how to unlock the drive. First, what we have to plug it in. This is, of course, our SATA cables. This is terminal, and let's start it. So this thing, this thing. Sorry, like you actually know I'm pretty bad because always I'm messing with the cameras, with the microphones, and sometimes I'm recording not that camera which I should, so sorry for it. This is our main window in PC 3000 portable. So let's start it. We know this is a Seagate drive, we know this is F3 family, and now you can ask how to recognize which family it is, if it's F3 or if it's old U5. This is actually pretty easy. If we're gonna take a look on the sticker here, come on, yeah, and we're gonna take a look on our firmware here. If there's gonna be a dot between the letters, it means this is old. This one, this is actually new drive, we know, because this is a Rosewood one. So here actually is my preamp. This is my number of the donor, which is in database, and in the database I have the whole story about the drive. So if you're gonna send the drive to me, to us, I'm gonna go and grab the best donor which I have. Then actually I know everything about the drive and I can quickly pick it up, the matching one. So let's go back to our utility. So we know there is no dot, so we know this is F3 family. Another thing why I'm not turning on the port 2, because this is a port 2. My cables, they were matched, but they are not right now. I know this is a SATA 2. Why I'm not turning that thing on? Because I want to see everything in the background here in the terminal window. So I can turn power supply here. I hope you could hear it. And right now everything Looks nice. There is no relocation. There is no issues with media cache. This is good drive. So let's go. We can go and read ID. ID shows up. And here is the problem. So I don't have access to the service area, to the modules, and I can't do anything with them. I have to unlock the drive to get access to it. Let's see if we can do it through the terminal. Actually, I know we are not gonna be able to do anything. The speed actually doesn't matter right now for us. But yeah, I can cancel it because it's not gonna work. So, like you can see, we don't have access to the service area through the ATA. It's stuck busy right now because we're trying to get access and the drive is locked. Yeah. There is the same thing through the terminal. We don't have access to it. So what to do? So here is a quick unlocking option, or we can do something different. We can go to the tools, utility extensions, work with ROM image file, and we need to read it. Of course, we cannot read the ROM through the ATA because it's locked. Yeah. So we need to read it through the terminal. So let's go back to it. We have to match read via boot code. Right now, when I'm gonna click OK, the drive's gonna be turned off and it's gonna go into boot code mode. Like you can see, we have an error in ATA status. We can choose our profile where our ROM gonna be written. Sorry, that's my English. You have to use to it. So from this window, we can check a few things here. First, what we want to do, of course, this is our unlock. So this is, you're gonna have to click here, and here is our patch. Let's go patch it. In our log, we have the whole thing. The patch is done. Now we have to write the ROM back into our PCB because the ROM is located in the small chip, or actually in the MCU, and we have to write it back into the PCB. Not this camera. Fuck. This one. Okay, so we have to write it back. We're gonna do this by this button here. Same thing, write to the HDD. Same speed. Go. Okay, this is done. So, like you can see here, it's completed. So right now we have to turn off the drive and turn it back on. You're gonna see the difference in terminal. So in the terminal right now we have to send a handshake. So you can do this here by this button, unlock the tech mode. Right now we can send the Control Z command. Control Z. Control Z, not this camera. Control Z. And we have access to the terminal. Let's see if we have access to the service area. So R93, for example. This command gonna check only a few sectors from file 93. Yeah, so it says actually the drive is ready to send the file. So we're gonna go and check if we actually have access to the service area. So let's go back to our utility status and let's check. Of course, it's freezed. So right now we can turn the drive on and see how does it work after our unlocking procedure. Let's go back to our utility. Let's turn on the drive. Right now we have to send the handshake. So this is it. This option, unlock tech mode. Okay, so like you can see, we have access to everything. We got an ID. We can start our utility. And take a look here. Right now, we have access to the everything. So this is our RAM. This is ROM, of course. This is our system files and our service area. Take a look here. So before, we didn't have access to those options here. Right now, we have access to everything. So we can go and check our service area modules and service area files. We can do this here from this menu here, service information objects, or actually I prefer quicker option by the shortcuts, Control-Alt+1. So this is our modules section, our system files section, and the most important files from here. This is 1B, where is our primary list. Then 35, 28, 35, 28, it's our translator. 35, which is glist. Of course, 93 file. 93, this is our flags, SMP flags. Like you can see, we have access to it. SMP flags, this is a place where you can actually turn off the relocation and few other things. So this is how actually you can unlock the Seagate Rosewood drive. So right now we're gonna go to the different drive. Maybe actually I'm gonna show you if I have access to the sectors and to user data. Yeah, it's a pretty good idea. So let's go back to it. Let's check if we have access to the sectors. This is the shortcut is Alt-V, which doesn't work here. I'm curious why. Alt-V. Yeah, we have access to this area right now. It does work. Okay, like you can see, we have access to the area. This is MBR signature 55AA, and we can go and check the end of the drive. Why the last sector? The last sector because I want to check if the translator is fine. If we would have some issues with the translator, then we're gonna get the error message UNC error here. Then we can go and check where the issues are. We can actually change the LBA here and try to read a different LBA. The drive is empty because this is my donor, so the drive was wiped before. Using control and arrows, you can quickly go and check different LBAs. Like you can see here, the LBA is changing. You can actually keep it and go quicker and check if there are some data. If you're gonna go to different, for example, different part of the drive, different LBA, and you would get the error, it means it maybe you have deal with an translator issues. Okay, so this drive is good. This drive is unlocked. So let's go to this one. This one is actually unlocked. This one was used like my donor. I got the data from the patient, so this one should be fine as well. Let's go back to it. So let's go back to our utility. We can turn it off. First, what I'm gonna show you how the good drive and unlocked drive works and what it does. So first, our SATA cables, our terminal, and let's go to the utility. So like we know, this is a F3 family. I'm using that method because I like to see what is going on the terminal. That's why from the beginning I have messages here. Yeah, so like you can see, the drive wants to get handshake. Yeah, so everything is fine with the drive. There is no issues with the heads. There is no issues with some system files or media cache, for example. Like you can see, we have access to everything. We do have access to the service area. We can read the files. Let's do, for example, let's do plist. Like you can see, we can read it. Yeah, so right now there is nothing else what I can show you here. Everything is boring because the drive is good. So let's go and unlock the second drive. First, I'm gonna show you what it does and how to get an access to it. Okay. So this is what it was with the previous drive. So let's start it. The drive turned on, it spins up, it spins. Okay. Yeah. So let's read the ID. We have the ID. And there is no access to the service area. So let's go and patch the RAM. So like you can see, we can't patch the ROM using this method here. That's why we have to unsolder the RAM chip, read it with the reader like that, and patch it in our utility. To do that, we need a T6 screwdriver, and we have our PCB here. Let's put it on the side. Actually, on the port 1 right now I'm running a really nice data recovery, which I did yesterday. Right now it reads super slow, but it's only rereading. I had to clean a drive, I had to clean the platters from the drive. There was a lot of shavings inside of it. Somewhere here I should have pictures. Yeah, I have pictures here. Take a look what was on the heads. This is actually the pieces of the platters on the slider. Those white things here, this is a piece of the slider, a piece of the platter. This is a second slider which is clean. Take a look how does it look like. There is nothing on the edges here. The edge is super clean, so you can even, it works like a mirror, so you can see the traces and the part of the head on the side here. What do we have here? This is the second one, super clean, nice and easy. This is, by the way, top. This is the top slider. So imagine if you're gonna open the drive, you're gonna check only the top surface. In this case, this is the H3. This is a third head. The head are going from to the 0, so the 0 and 1 in this case were the most important. This is actually the rosewood drive, 1 terabyte rosewood drive. So if you're gonna check only one surface, you can have a problem, because you can get something like this. And you're gonna have, this is the head number 0. Take a look at this shaving here. This is actually the piece of the surface where the data is stored. And actually the surface 0 and 1 is pretty important, because there is a service area located, and you have to get access to those modules, to those service, to those areas. You can move them sometimes to the other places, but this is actually, first you have to get an access to them. If you're gonna try and read the surface which is not clean, you're gonna kill the heads super quick. This is that what I'm trying to show you here. Yeah, this is the next one. You can see actually this is the head 0 as well. You can see the hair, the piece of the platter here, and those shavings on the sides of the H0. This is H0, this is H1. Yeah, take a look. Take a look here. This is still H0, different angle, so it looks a little bit different. How I'm able to take a pictures like that? Take a look in my bench. This is actually those heads here. This is a camera in my bench. So I have this stand here, and I'm able to to take a picture with the camera which is located on my microscope here, and this is what I can do and see. I can check those sliders, they are super small, and then I can actually clean the platters. This is how the H1 head 1 looked like. This is the shavings. How the shavings looks like on the platters, let me show you. Which one it's gonna be? Take a look at those dots here. All of those dots, this is a shavings from the head number 0 in this case. This is, I have it on the actually mount, which is pretty fine, pretty nice, because I can move the platters and I can check both surfaces. There is a screw which holds the platter on the place, so I'm not worried about the platter, it's gonna fail or something. This is pretty nice tools, by the way. So like you can see here, do you see this shavings here? Yeah, this is something is sticking out here still. It's not cleaned. Yeah, take a look here. This is, so imagine you're gonna check only one surface and you're gonna put the good heads into it and you're gonna kill them right away. Take a look here. Yeah. This is a surface from the head number 1. So take a look here how much shavings was in the whole drive. You can see some dots here. They were pretty big. Take a look at the magnet. Yeah, take a look at those big dots here. Yeah, so after cleaning, the surface gonna look like this. With those edges, there is nothing what we can do, but take a look how clean the surface is. This is a surface from the head number 0. Take a look at this. There is no dots, there are only the shavings on the edges, which we can't get rid of. Take a look here. There is some dot, but those two, but this is probably something small. Nothing to worry about. After the cleaning, I got an ID, of course, and I was able to read the drive with speed like that, 27 megabytes per second. Of course, there were some slower areas, like in every single drive coming to data recovery. But let's go back to our case and unlock the drive. Okay, I can leave that here. This camera. So how to find our ROM? This is pretty easy. This is a WinBond or some different manufacturer, but most likely it's gonna be says something like 25Q16JWS12 on it. So you're not gonna have the second component like that. You're gonna have the similar one only in the case where you're gonna deal with USB drive. Okay, so we have to unsolder the chip, put it into the reader, read the ROM. First, what I like to do, because I don't like to overheat the PCBs, so I'm using the regular tip, and I'm gonna put some unleaded solder on the pins. But first I have to find my solder. Oh, it's here. That's a little bit too much. It was pretty easy. So right now take a look. Of course there is first pin, like always we have on SMD components. So it's actually, the sign is here. This is the first leg, this is the first pin, and this is a dot on the ROM chip. I like to have really clean pins. Also, why I'm not using the cable like that for reading a chip, because sometimes you can get the errors, and imagine in the ROM you have some bad parts and everything gonna be fine. You can, for example, unlock the drive, you can send the ROM back into the drive and something's gonna be wrong. So I prefer to have it into the reader, connected not by the wire like that, but with the actually quick connector. This is our adapter. It looks like that. So we have to match our first leg with the reader. At first I'm gonna clean my tweezers because they are super sticky. Okay, so okay. Yeah, this is a different story now, huh? Okay, so let's go quick auto. Yeah, we have ID, everything. Read. So when we have it, we have to save it. I'm gonna save it on my NAS. And what to do? We are going back to our utility. We're gonna go to work with RAM image file, and we're gonna read it from the file. But it's gonna be here. It's gonna be here. Okay, so file is ready. Right now we can patch it. Like you can see, everything is fine. Maybe not everything. There are some warnings, but this is nothing what we should worry about. We have to save it now. Right now we have to go back into our programmer software. We have to load the RAM, which is this file, and we need to program the chip. Okay, reader said everything is fine. So right now we can go and lose the RAM chip because we have a copy of the RAM. If you're gonna lose the RAM, the data is not gonna be recoverable in this case. Because I think in this family we cannot read the RAM from the surface without the good actually RAM on the PCB. But I'm not sure. I'm not that sure. There is a procedure to rebuild the RAM from the surface, but I'm not sure if it's, of course I didn't use the camera. Yeah, so like you can see the chip is soldered back into the PCB, the dots are matched, so everything is fine with it. Yeah, it's not the best soldering by the way, so we're gonna fix it. Yeah, take a look how shiny those pins are now. Like I said, this is a super easy, this is not, the video is not for someone who does the recovery for sure. This is only for our customers who doesn't know what we have to do on the beginning, what the first steps are, and unlocking the drive, the PCB, the service areas. This is the first actually step. Okay, so right now let's go back to this screen. We can close it, or maybe first we should screw the PCB back to the drive. Why we have to have access to the service area? because in the service area there are some modules, there are some system files, there is a lot of things where we can change relocations, we can change the, for example, heads maps, we can change a lot of things. Oh, this is my wife. Wait. Do you see her there? Should I let her in? Okay, I'm not gonna be like that. Because I'm not gonna get food. Or I'm gonna have to sleep on the couch again. A, już ci otworzę. Tylko wiesz co, nie wypuszczaj ich, bo będziemy ich musieli później... Ty cwaniaku jeden. Let's go back to our video. Okay, so the drive is plugged in. We have our SATA cables, our terminal plugged in. So we can go and try if the drive is unlocked. Yeah, so like you can see, we have to send a handshake again. The drive gets ready. So we can rerun the utility. Okay. ID shows up. This is Barracuda V15. And like you can see here, we have access to the service area, to the modules, to the RAM, to the RAM. So what's the next step actually? The next step is gonna be a make and backup of the service area, which you can do here by this button. Okay. And let's go. Clinty. Oh, Blackberry. Okay. So those were actually two Seagate drives, one newer one, the second a little bit older, Rosewood family. And in the next video, actually, I'm gonna show you the how to unlock WD drive, which is gonna be locked as well, and what we have to do, what the first steps are where we gonna have some issues with the drives. Yeah, so this is the whole procedure, and this is enough for today. So I want to say thank you, and don't delay. Send me your hard drive today. Take care, guys.